fish nerd. It's
Hello,
Amelia.
Miss Mouse. How are things?
Oh, they're going swimmingly.
And the rice fish,
Yep, got
the
some
cute
rice fish
little rice
today.
fish.
Yeah, they're doing their little rice fish thing. They're ready for lunch. Well, breakfast. They haven't eaten yet. That
You,
I'm
you
gonna.
haven't, and you haven't moved all the endlers out yet.
No, I haven't. That's actually coming after the stream. I was
Uh,
moving fish out before, and then I got short on time. So I was like, "Oh, I gotta wait." But yeah, they're going in their new tank after the stream. Um, but yeah. Oh, hey, there's Jeff Kane
Jeff,
and Jeff's here.
Jeff, and Jeff,
Hey,
welcome,
and Dar.
and Darth.
Oh, happy birthday, Dar!
Well,
It's
yes,
Darth's
Hippo Birdie
birthday. Oh,
is a
heck,
good time for birthdays.
it is. And for cake. And
Yep.
I'm not gonna sing because I don't want you all to go deaf.
Singing's not necessary. Just pass the cake.
Oh, but yeah, I was gonna do like a live feeding for the Epistos today, but my brine shrimp didn't hatch, and I was like, "What the heck?" So I had to open a new can because I think my old can went bad.
It happens.
Yeah, it only been open for a year at this point.
They don't always last forever, but
Yeah, so, I mean, sometimes you get lucky; they last for a couple of years, and sometimes
right.
you don't.
Uh, I think I told you keep them in the fridge. It tends to keep them dry and viable for longer.
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't do that with the open can, so. The newly open can is going in there tonight after I start another batch. So
Yeah.
yeah, I started one this morning. I'm gonna start another tonight. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we get to feed some fish tomorrow, some live foods.
The
Uh,
pistols love the live food.
yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna let you stir up your tank. So we're gonna go back to how did I do this earlier? Nope, not that one.
Yeah, I figured it was time to try to make the betas show themselves. But as you can see from the tank, they just don't like. They find their hiding holes and sit. Wait, I think I see one right dead center. But hang on, let me walk over. It takes me 3 steps.
Yeah, Darth. Someone, well, they told me I shouldn't drive as much anymore, so I figured if I can't drive, I'll fly. Where are those fishies at? Come on, fishy, fishy. Did I see a bit? I think I saw one. Where is she? She's like, you're messing up my house, mister. They have us both full. They're both in the little hut. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Where's the fishy? It's kind of like Where's Waldo, but tank edition. I think I saw one. That might have been a leaf. Wee. I'm gonna I'd probably go to East LA. If I could fly anywhere, I would probably fly to East LA. Then Miami. Last would be New York. Okay, I thought that was a fish. I think that was a leaf. And they are really hiding in there.
Yes, they are. I know they're in there. I haven't found a body yet, so
You know where I think? I think they're both in the little hut. Because if you moved all those leaves around and they did not come out, they're hiding in there. They're like they
well,
darted right in there. They had to have.
what the heck? Let's slowly, here's one.
Oh, there's one. I saw one. Haha, found him. And he just hit again. Like he was like, "That's it. That's all you get. That's my contract right there." Man, he's more exclusive than Mrs. Whiskers.
Yep, they came out. They showed themselves.
They did. They were like, "There we are. That's all you get."
I don't know. Maybe
And
let me try throwing food at them, see if that brings them out.
oh, let's put it back up to where you're the big guy on screen. There we go. Yeah, Darth Nerd got some really pretty betas, but they're not the betas that like to be seen. They're the ones that like to hide. They're beta
Beta rubra.
rubra. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're
Beta
not
rubra.
necessarily a pretty beta, but I think
They're
they're
a
neat.
they're a wild type fish.
Yep. Mouth brooder.
Yeah, they like to hold their babies in their mouths. And they don't eat them, which I think is great. It's like, man, that takes a lot of commitment to your kids
Well,
to be like,
occasionally
I got,
there is a problem with the male eating them. He'll get stressed and eat them instead of raising them. It happens.
oh, yeah. I mean, raising kids is stressful. It
If
really
it is,
is. You know, and he's keeping them in his mouth. Man, come on, that's like, yeah.
well,
Darth
not even.
Fishius was that was a fish guy right there. We have another little survivor in my tank, Darth. Um, it's a flagfish that took a. They're not a flagfish. A rice fish decided to take a ride and ended up in my flagfish tank. And he's still in there, and he hasn't been eaten yet. And I'm really surprised about that.
Oh, there the one is, right around the cave
Okay,
and back in the cave.
and back in the cave, and out of the
Out of the
cave.
cave.
He's like, "There's food. I'll come out for that." Someone throws snacks at me. I tend to, um, you know,
Oh yeah. Oh, I may contact you about some fry from those, Jeff.
get we, yeah. I have not played with the betas yet. I had one that like I got from a cup at PetSmart because they were selling him for $2, and he didn't look so great, or she didn't look so great. But you know how that goes. You try to save them. I wasn't that great of a fish keeper because, like, I just started keeping fish, and yeah, we gave it a best shot at keeping her going, but she did not come back from that.
No. And I think, yeah, we can get you into the anti-bad toys, but let's work on what we have now.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's probably the next step.
Yeah, I've got a lot going on right now. With everything going on, I'm trying to do the Danios now, trying to get them breeding. Because I've got the leopard Danios, and so yeah, playing with the egg scatterers right now and the live bears, and still got the angels trying to do their thing.
Yeah, they're still growing.
They are. Um, yeah, I do need to make a little Darthfishius Medal of Honor for my little rice fish that took the ride and is now living in probably one of the most dangerous tanks in the house. It's like those guys could eat you and probably would.
Oh, I love gouramis. That's where I started. I actually my first spawn was paradise fish. Totally by surprise. Set up a Wallstead tank, threw a pair in, and forgot about them for a couple of weeks. Next thing I know, I had babies.
And I've got with the live bears, Chef, I've got some least killies in here with my rice fish. You can probably see them. They're like right up in front there. But
Yeah.
I also have some endlers that I've got to come out of this tank. This was just like a holdover, and but yeah, they're gonna get moved. I'm gonna start trying to breed the endlers along with the killies. But yeah,
Oh, look at that pregnant Mama Formosa.
she is huge. All of my females are just about as big. So I'm gonna start trying to scoop some of the smaller ones out and just leave the mamas in here for now. And yeah, so I'm gonna get them a tub set up hopefully really soon. I'm gonna have to because yeah, I've got them everywhere. Honestly, I okay. So I've never done. This is my first time, other than plecos, right? So my first egg layer was a pleco, um, which was great. That was a fun experience because a fish nerd got a midnight call. Oh my God, we got eggs, and he kicked them out of the cave. What do I do? And even though like only two of them out of that little clutch of eggs survived it, like all okay. So when he kicked them out, one or two eggs were bad. They weren't fertilized. The rest hatched. Two made it. I think it was two. Um, and the others obviously didn't. But it was everyone's first time. It was his first time with babies. My first time doing it. You know, my pleco was new. I was new. It was a new experience. So the first time didn't go so great. The second time went a little better. That time I got three. It is very cool seeing your fry. And every time I get fry, Fish Nerd gets anywhere from midnight to 3 a.m. call. I got babies.
Oh yes, and I enjoy it. Yeah, I haven't tried the rice fish either, but they're coming.
Oh, they're coming. You best believe, because that's gonna be my first shipping test too. Is the rice fish to Fish Nerd? Because yeah, these guys have been laying eggs all over the place. I got a mop, like another mop I have to move and put one in. And I've got to get all of the fry out of the one container into another container. I've got something like 27 that I've maybe counted, maybe more. Because they're swimming and they're small and it's hard to count when you can't really like get a good visual on them. It's like, did I count those three or not?
Okay, I'm going to share a little trick that I was taught, and I had never thought about it until they pulled it right in front of me. Get your phone, take a
Hmm.
picture, and then count the babies, count the fish on the picture. Because in the picture, they don't move anymore.
Oh crap! That's freaking genius.
I thought it was too.
Holy heck! Why didn't I think of that?
Exactly.
I did learn some things about taking pictures of fish too. And I've been wanting to talk about, I didn't talk about that last week, but I did learn some things. And the first is that like phones are generally okay for taking fish pictures, but yeah, if you want to take like serious like still shots of fish, man, you kind of well, you need a fast camera because they move really fast. And lighting was another thing. It's like you kind of like need two flashes to like get good lighting on them, one from the top and one from the side. And I would have never thought of that lighting from two places. So I may get another light for my tank and try to put it on the side and see if that works for filming too. But yeah, like I've got another camera that I want to try to film these guys with. And it's I can actually put it underwater. And I think that would be neat. See, what I'd like to do is get that camera and put it in Fish Nerd's tank right now and like leave it on for like a time lapse of the fish. I think that would be fun to play around with. Heck, I may send the camera to you to take some pictures of your tank. Be like,
Uh,
here, you you film it, then send it back.
that could be fun. I can also, I could probably find one of those cameras too.
Yeah, um, I'd like to get one of the smaller GoPro ones that you can dip in there, like put in the tanks. Because this one's actually like a full size, like it almost looks like a camcorder, almost. Like one of the,
Yeah.
I'd have to show it to you. It's yeah, but it's a cool little camera and it's fun to play with. And I do have a couple of night vision cameras. I want to set those back up. I usually put those on when I'm watching my plecos for when the fry come out at night because it'll automatically if it sees any movement it'll turn on. So I know if it turns on, I may not catch the fry actually coming out, but but it turned on for a reason. So either a fry came out or you know he smacked the
Speaking of
smell out of the
Fry,
way.
have you looked in on Mr. Whiskers and his brood?
I tried to look in on that. Like I said, he did bury that cave. I don't think at the point I thought he had her in there, he actually did. But he's got to have them in now because I he hasn't come out since last week. So
I,
I'm
I thought
it's gonna be
I thought he had already had a batch shortly after you got her in there.
that's what I thought. And then I saw him out a couple of days after I told you I thought he was sitting on eggs. But
Yeah.
then they went back in, and that time Ray said he actually saw her in the cave. So there has to be eggs now. If there weren't then, there are definitely eggs in there now because he hasn't come out. I threw some green beans and squash in there for him uh Thursday, and he didn't come out for it.
Uh,
And
Teresa,
that's a
good
sure
to
sign.
see you.
Hey, Teresa, how you doing? That's kind of how I tell when I can't look in the cave. If I throw green beans and squash in there, he doesn't come out for them, and he's got eggs.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's on it. He's like there in 2 seconds. The only time I see him, actually.
Teresa's just in time to see the betas actually out and about.
Yeah. Now let's get a bigger shot of your tank again. There we go. Oh, there they are.
I
Woohoo!
do believe that's the female.
Hey, still good to see ya.
She'll,
We're doing good.
it,
Teresa, it's Star's birthday today. I was gonna do a whole brine shrimp genocide for him, but my brine shrimp didn't hatch because they said it was his birthday and they didn't want to die on his birthday. So, kind of need to tell Jeff. There's kind of like an inside joke. I started. Fish Nerd helped me learn how to hatch brine shrimp. That's how this whole thing began.
whole thing started over with brine shrimp and sea monkeys.
Brine shrimp and sea monkeys, and I couldn't get them to hatch. Like I'd get them to hatch, but then they die. And then so he sent me some eggs and some spirulina, and then boom, here we are today. I've got rice.
You've got rice fish, angelfish, epistogram, least killies,
Endless guppies,
cories.
cories, super reds, and long fin and short fin, regular bristle nose. Yeah, I got a lot of fish.
Funny how it
So
just snowballs.
yeah, because oh gosh, yes, yeah. I may be secretly in love with my epistogrammas, and I don't want to say anything because the other fish will all side eye me. But I do love my epistogrammas. They are the coolest little pair of fish I've got. Well, no, they're not. No, they're not. I take that back. They're all kind of cool. The
They're all cool.
flagfish are neat too. I love my little pup fish. Um, but yeah, so that happened, and I actually got my brine shrimp to go to adult. I got my sea monkeys, my brine shrimp, whichever you want to call them. I got them to go to adult. I got a fully like thriving cycling system going, and you know, I still have them. They are still alive. That little container of sea monkeys is still going, and
Self-sustaining.
still sustaining. Grows its own food. All I do is top it off with water. Occasionally, I will siphon a little bit of the water out, but you always end up, having to filter the little brine shrimp out and pop them back in. Which is easier when you actually get a brine shrimp net for that. Before I was actually having to, yeah. Oh, but yeah. So that happened. But then there was an incident where, I actually fed some fish some brine shrimp that weren't out of that colony. And yeah, and it became a full blown sea monkey genocide.
Oh yeah, we were murderers. We
hmm
will admit it.
And and I will have sea monkeys forever. Now, to be fair, even though the the can of sea monkeys I had didn't like those didn't hatch, I try not to feed my fish out of that self-sustaining colony of sea monkeys because they're protected by laws now.
Yes.
Those are not allowed to be fed anymore. It's like sea monkeys are a gateway to a lot of fish. Man, those that are both of those out? Are both of them out, or is that just the one?
That's just the one.
Oh,
I'm,
okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe that's the female. So kind of
I thought
hard
I saw a
in
smaller
on
one.
the camera.
Okay. I saw some movement. in one of my eye, like what, like the peripheral, and I, it's not the one that's in the center. I see the one in the center there that was just there, and I saw one somewhere else. I'm sure it will pop out in a minute.
Sitting on top of the wall there. The other one, it's so hard to tell male and female now that they aren't, you know, in breeding colors. Killer Kitty, good to see you.
Hey, cat ninja, ninja cat, cat ninja.
But yeah, they're they're almost to the point here where I should start working on conditioning them and see if I can get little baby betas. Or
So
just go ahead.
when you go to breed those guys, right? So they're mouth brooders.
Correct.
How does that work? Like,
Yep. From what I'm
do
reading,
they get to?
if I'm assuming that they're like any antibactoids, they actually go through a dance and he'll chase her around and then grab her in an embrace. And it'll basically be like a little beta knot, and he turns her upside down and she releases the eggs and he fertilizes them immediately. And as they fall to the bottom, he grabs them in his mouth. And then they go around and do it again.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Like, how do you get the eggs in the mouth? Like, how do we end up there?
Any the antibiotics when they go through the embrace and drop the eggs are just a little less than neutrally buoyant, so they sink real slow. And most antibiotics make a bubble nest. So after the
Okay,
embrace, both parents will rush and grab the falling eggs and spit them up into the bubble nest. These
okay,
guys forego the bubble nest, and he just hangs on to them.
okay. See, that's
Yeah, a little,
been kind
yeah, little whining and dining first, Rob.
of,
Oh, there's the
yeah.
other one.
Can I just cover it up? Okay. Oh, there they we go. Okay,
Yep.
there we go.
Okay, I can tell that this one coming in right now, that one has the color of the male. So the one sitting on top of the wood, it would be the female.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I was. Okay, there we go.
Now he went under the wood.
They do like to hide.
Oh gosh, yes.
We didn't have the birthday brine shrimp because they didn't hatch. But when I do get that batch of new brine shrimp hatched, um, there will be a special birthday dinner video for Dart. I got to start back making shorts again because I haven't really done that much this past week or 2 weeks actually now, and I really miss making my shorts every day. So I'll be making shorts and showing the fish early in the morning again. So all next week I will be here tomorrow morning. I know I was supposed to do this last week, but we're gonna see the new little rice fish that made his way to the wrong tank. Absolutely no way he should be in there. Man, those are some pretty betas.
They are.
I saw them both at the same time. Ha ha! I finally see
Yep.
them both now. One back there, one over there. Okay. That's kind of funny, Robski, that because me and Nerd were talking about naming Uh, the little rice fish that you know, made his way into the wrong tank. We were gonna call him Nemo. And if I stop my cam, I got my little cat and mouse right there. Put on some Barry Manilow and there you go.
Very white, and yeah.
Yep. Or some what's the other one? Any of them. Nemo does work in that scenario. He shouldn't be in that tank. Huh. Yeah. So yeah, last night we were gonna stream, but it was a busy night in the fish world. There was an auction going on. A couple of other people were streaming. So, and I wasn't feeling so hot, so we took the night off to chill. And I'm was really worried because I've been trying to find a way to stream during the day in a room that has a lot of windows. And I got some blackout curtains my sister gave me. So it appears now I can at least stream this one tank, maybe two, during the day. I have to check the others, but this one is definitely good during the day.
You know what? I'm going to be goofy here. I'm going to move my camera to a different tank. Now the question is, which one?
Oh, you know what? No, because I still have light coming in on that one because it's right by the window. I messed up when I set up my 29-gallon. It's like literally catty corner from a window.
Eh,
So, I mean, even though I've got the blackout curtains, there's like a little sliver that comes through and it cuts right down the middle of the tank. And I looked over because I was like, "Ooh, I should look." No, there's that light coming in on it. It will glare. Never mind. But tomorrow morning, I will also show you guys the new quarries that are in my tank too. The I got a new batch of 5 that are in there, and they are doing great. They're the big ones and the little ones are like mixing great. All of a sudden, I had like little quarries everywhere. I was like, kick ass. I still haven't gotten mine to spawn, but eventually I will have quarry eggs. With 10 quarries, someone's going to be
let's
breeding at
see how
some
this
point.
works. Well, do, 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 do. We'll turn this.
There you go.
What did I do? There we go. No. Yeah.
I do see why so many fish keepers stream at night, though.
Yeah.
It's just a lot easier to show your tank at night. Your tank's like cleared up really well over here.
Not too
Like it's
bad.
been really good. Angels are like, we're hungry. All of my angels, I think, need to go on a diet. They're kind of plump right now. They've
Well,
been
getting
eating
them
good the
plump
last
is
few
not a
days.
bad thing.
Yeah, they've been they're growing kids. They are growing kids.
Yes. And these guys are the majority of the small ones. I tried to move most of the big ones over to the big tank.
Your rams are really pretty.
Oh, they are. They are.
The day I got the Epistos, there were like a few rams up for auction as well. And I really wanted to get a pair of rams, but I got the Epistogrammas instead. And I think it was supposed to happen that way.
Right. The pistols are just a little easier than the rams. I don't ever expect to get these rams to spawn, but I did have a surprise in this tank where the little stir-bite catfish did spawn. I thought I had seen spawning activity, and then I was surprised by seeing a one single egg on the front glass. So I know they spawned.
Now, I'm wondering if, like, you got just one egg or if the angels kind of picked at them.
I'm thinking the Angels picked at the majority of them, but in the past, when I've had the stir-bite spawn, they will hide eggs all over, and they will find ways of hiding and raising. And I want to say there were a couple of times that I had stir-bite spawn, and I didn't know it until about 2 months later when a little one comes swimming out. And I'm looking at
Trans-
him, and all of a sudden, here's this little itty bitty baby stir-bite coming out and say, "Hey, where did you come from?"
it's like I was hiding. Um, Spawning is pretty much when the fish actually lay their eggs.
Yeah, the
Usually there's a
horizontal shuffle. uh, Population.
some call it yeah,
Making babies.
making the babies. Some call it breeding, some call it mating, some call it spawning. But yeah, I mean they all pretty much mean the same. My plecos are like on a regular. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Whiskers had a regular thing going, and I'm hoping Stella and with Mr. Whiskers will do the same thing. They should, because like he's
Yeah,
already ready to go. It's just her that's got to get into the same cycle. And I
I
oh
just clicked that chat.
speaking,
Oh no, Jason's gonna have more pistos. Oh
and
no, I'm in trouble.
those are pissed man. Dude, I can't. They are so cool. They are so much fun.
Yes.
And it's kind of funny, Jeff, because my husband had told me when I started keeping fish, no cichlids.
And then all of a sudden, these angels showed up, and he
Oh,
thought they were so cool.
he
And then
did.
he
He
found
fell in
out.
love. Oh, he wasn't mad. He was like, he's like, they're not gonna bite me, are they? I was like, have they bit you yet? I was like, if they have eggs, just don't put your hand in there. So yeah, and he likes the Epistos too, especially like the little girl has she's yellow, and she's my little I've got the Epistogramma trifasciata, and she's got this one stripe by her eye that like makes her look like she's a little punk rock fish. So there was a backstory behind that, Jeff. My husband, we'd gone to the pet store. We had to pick up something. It was probably for a cat at the time or our dog. Um, and the kids wanted to look at the fish in the fish tanks. So we go by the fish, and I'm like, look, these fish follow your hands. I was like, you should stick your finger in there. And he did, and they all came up and like attacked him. And yeah, he never forgave me for that. So yeah,
They were probably all African haps.
yeah, yeah. I believe they were, and it was the larger because they had like three separate sizes of them, all labeled African cichlids. And
Yep.
he stuck his hand in the one with the bigger fish. He didn't go for the small tank. He went for the big tank, and
Well, of course.
I could have stopped him, but I didn't. Because what fun is that? But he has forgiven the cichlids and me for the mean trick I played on him. It just took some angelfish, and he was good. He was like, "What do you mean? Why are they cichlids?" I was like, "Because they are." Either that, or it might have been some shrimp.
Most likely Malawi. It's going to be a cichlid.
Hmm.
And some very colorful ones.
And you can. I had never been in a lake before and actually had a fish like touch me in a lake that I knew of. I'm pretty sure it had happened,
Oh
right?
yes. Oh yes.
But you never notice it because you're swimming and whatever, and they're not really messing with you. There's one time we were at in Jackson, Georgia. There's a state park and a lake you can go swimming at, and we were down there, and they've got like a spring where you can get spring water too. It's a great little place. Um, but we were down there, and for some reason that day, the fish were just like hitting everyone's legs. Mine, my kids, my husband. Kids were a little afraid because these fish were kind of big, so we'd probably
And
gotten near like yeah, something that they didn't want
it
us
was
near.
probably spawning season, and they were protecting nests.
Yeah. So, hey, Brenton, good to see you.
Oh, Brandon, good to see you.
Yeah, man, she's carrying eggs too already. I thought she'd already scattered those this morning. And these rice fish breed a lot. Because, yeah, she had eggs out here at 6 this morning, and then I thought they were gone when I was doing the water change. But maybe I was looking at the other fishy. Because I've got three girls, and either I've got three girls or two girls. I can't remember right now. But I think I have six of them and about 27 babies that I
And
know
who
of.
knows how many babies are floating around in that tank right now?
Yeah, because they are all hiding. And to give them a better chance, I did get some uh pearlweed. Yes,
Yep.
I got pearlweed. And I've got it floating in there. So those little babies, because they are teeny tiny little guys.
Oh yes.
Um, so yeah, they can hide from the endlers and the least killies. Because I think if anyone's gonna eat them, it'd probably be those guys.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna move again because I'm dealing with too many words.
Oh man, that would have been so cool to see, Robski. Oh, cheers, Cat Ninja. I just noticed that time there. Um, yeah, I've got my right now I have my Danios in a little setup to get their eggs scattered. So hopefully this time next week I'll have Danio babies.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I can't remember how
maybe.
long it takes Daniels to hatch.
Well, I'll have them this week or next week. And that tank is really pretty. See, okay.
See,
What the plant right in the middle? Which one is that?
that would be the blue hydro.
Okay. That does look a lot like
Yes,
that cherry one I got. Yeah, you are right.
and yeah, that's still the clump I bought, just stuck in the ground, and I haven't done a thing with it.
It looks great. I
It
wish I
is.
could. Now the one I got, I did cut it in half, and I've got half in my angel tank, which I may move out of there because they've started picking at it really bad. Um, so I may move it out of there and put it in the other 29 for a while. But the one I've got in the Episto tank looks really good too. If I can get my zebra danios to breed, I would like to get, or not my zebra, my leopard danios to breed. I'd like to try the zebras next. Stop and reverse what I was saying.
Here, get a look at my sticker too.
Oh man, that is a cool sticker. I didn't think about putting that on one of my. Man, that's a cool idea.
I had a friend make that and give it to me. It's like, oh yeah, I'll put it right here on this tank.
It is Pogo Stamen.
Yes, it is.
Fish Nerd actually gave me a cutting of his, and do you have some in that tank too?
Oh yeah, yeah. That the pogo stamen is uh, that end
Yeah,
and
his
is
is more
working
impressive.
its way over to here.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this and the one in my tank, that's on the right. Um, yeah, this the one with the rice fish. That one's me. Um, uh, that one I'm about to cut. I've got two or three pieces in there. I'm about to cut it down and put them in another tank and see if I can get it growing even bigger. Because this, I've got it in a little 10-gallon right now, and that's not nearly enough room for it. Because it's winding itself around everything in there. And then we
Oh
have
yeah,
Mossmore over here. Oh, hang on. Let me see if I can move my camera just a hair over this way so we can see Mount Mossmore a little better. There we
yeah.
go.
I'm so jealous of your moss growing skills. I
I've got three tanks like that.
I kill moss. I kill Java fern,
I'm gonna have to show you the tank with all the Java ferns. They just keep growing everywhere.
which is a good thing.
It is. I've probably got like 20 of them at this point in
Oh
that one
my.
tank. Yeah, I really need to go get some totes to grow the plants in since they are doing so well. I would like to set up like a couple of totes with like um put a light in the lid and just, let them have their own little growing area
Yep.
and get that other crypt out of my 20-gallon. I've got this giant crypt in my 20-gallon, Jeff, and the fish nerd gave me. And it's huge, but I would like to get it like propagating more. It's got
The
four like little babies
crypt or
coming off of
the
it.
sword?
The crypt.
Oh, the crypts, the youth Triana.
Yeah, that one
Yeah.
is it's got four little guys on there. I took one out, but it's got four more that are still in there.
Typical crypt. Once it gets happy, it will take over a tank.
And it's trying to. I think between it and the sword, I don't think there's much room left for roots in there.
Right. And gee, when I gave you that little monster crypt, That was one of my babies.
And it was small when you gave it to me. It wasn't like
Yeah,
a big crypt at all. And Nerd was like, "It's gonna get big," and I didn't believe him, but it's
no,
like,
but given enough room, the leaves on that crypt will get almost 2 foot.
yeah, and I
Well
can
over
believe
a
it.
foot and a half is quite common.
So what I'd really like to do is get it out of the 20 and put it in the 29 since that's my biggest tank,
There you
and it's
go.
got more room in there right now. So I'd like to get one in there and then like set up a tote for them to grow in. Go get like one of those big, like, you know, ones that come up just above your knee and
Yep.
fill it up and just let them go. But I'm going to work on making some moss mats starting, well, depending on how the rest of the day goes after the stream. Because I've got to move the fish and I've got to do another water change. But after I do that, I want to try to start the moss mats. And then
You can
tomorrow do
also grow
trannies.
the pearlweed on the mats too.
Yeah. And I've got a bunch of the pearl weeds. So maybe start both of them at the same time and see which one, takes off faster. It's a race. Pearl weed or moss? Who wants to take bets? I need to see if I can find a picture from when I started Mount Mossmore. All I did was I took just about a quarter size piece of moss and stuck it to a piece of Java or lava rock. And from there we have this.
Mount
It
Mossmore.
takes up yeah, Mount Mossmore. It takes like a quarter of this 10-gallon tank, and it's the left hand side, and it goes almost all the way to the back now where the filter is. I just have to watch it and make sure it doesn't attach itself to my sponge filter. Otherwise, that sponge filter is not going to go anywhere anymore. It's just going to be
Nope.
anchored there. I'll have to cut it out. It'll be a mess. So usually when it starts to get closer to it, I'll just take my scissors and just cut the back out, and I just take that little section out, and move it to another tank, and then it keeps growing.
Throw food at them. Get everybody over here.
Oh, you know, I didn't think about putting my heater lower down in the tank. I should probably do that.
I got in that habit after blowing a couple of them up. I
I
try to
I
put
can understand.
I try to put the heater as close to the bottom as I can because when you tend to forget to top off water and yeah, the water level gets down and it starts exposing part of the heater, it'll cook the tank and then explode.
Oh,
And that's
yeah,
not
that's
good.
not good. Okay,
I've
so the other thing I'm
so
gonna do
many
today is
heaters.
move all the heaters.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I said the other thing I'm going to do today is move my heaters because, yeah, I got a bad habit of when I'm doing water changes to forget to unplug them. And I know it's just a matter of time until I blow one of them up if I keep doing that
Yeah,
because I'm harebrained and someone will start
you're
talking to me and
human.
I'll be,
I can't think of any fish keeper who hasn't blown up at least one heater by not unplugging for a water change.
and it's real easy to forget to do it. I
Oh,
mean, you're
extremely.
changing the water, but just you think, oh, it's not going to
Oh,
get that low.
where's Juju to see the big old pleco belly?
Oh, that is the big old pleco belly.
Yep, one of the survivor females that was in that tank.
Oh man, she is big. Hey,
Yes,
Claire,
she
how's it
is.
going?
Hi, Claire.
Oh no.
See, like I say, any fish keeper worth his weight has blown up at least one heater.
I,
Most have blown up five because sometimes we don't learn.
it takes a few times to remember to, either push it down further or unplug it when you're doing the water change. And
Right.
I am real guilty of that. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to take that much water out, and then you look up and you have more water out of your tank than you expected. It's just real easy to happen.
Oh no, Claire missed the betas.
Oh no. Well, she can, there is a rewind.
She could, yeah, catch her through the replay.
And luckily, my brine shrimp didn't hatch clear, so there was no genocide today. So, you know, I didn't touch the protected stock. And I have killed a light though. I haven't killed a keter, but I woke up one morning and my cats had gotten on top of one of my aquariums that I had just one of the bar lights on. And the way the top of that tank is, it's not like a normal like top you'd get with like a kit, and it's just the black top with the lights built in. It's got a front part that opens, a piece of glass where you put your light over, and then the back part that can also flip up. It's like a three-part lid situation. It works. It does what it's supposed to, what it's supposed to do. But the cats had they jumped on top of it and popped the front side up, and it left a gap between the opening, and they kicked the light. The light went into the tank, and I woke up and I'm like, wow, that looks interesting. And my dumb butt, instead of, unplugging the light first, just reached in the tank and grabbed it. So y'all are lucky y'all still have a mouse
Yeah.
because I
It
just,
lit up your life.
had to, yeah, it,
Works
it,
better
it
than
did shock
coffee to
me.
wake you up.
There is a lot of fish to talk about. But yeah, I
Oh,
did get shocked from doing that. So I don't suggest ever doing that. I was like, oh
let's see.
shit, my light.
Blown up heaters. I've blown up lights. I have blown sides out of tanks. I have air pumps. I've killed. I have killed hang on back filters, canister filters. You name it. I've broken at least one of them.
And I flooded my living room a little with my python. Um and Fishner called it. He said I was gonna do it.
Yep. Told her she was going to do it. Didn't know when it was going to happen.
It was gonna
Everyone that
happen.
gets a
It did.
python eventually overflows a tank.
But yeah, because I was just sitting there talking to my kiddo, and the next thing we know, we hear it, just pitter pattering on the floor, and we're like, "Oh, that's not good." Luckily, no fish were gone out of the tank. None spilled over the side. Oh, but yeah. So I spent the whole next day, wet vacuuming the carpet because I had to get the water up. Everyone should put a python in their tank, except not that kind of python.
Uh, I got you beat, Jeff. My filling system, the valve didn't fully shut off, had a hose break, and I did flood my basement. Full basement, and I had about 3 inches of water over the whole thing because I didn't
Oh,
realize it was leaking for over 12 hours.
oh, and you know what? I can just imagine what that water bill was too. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a lot of water.
it was a little surprise.
Yeah.
Now I have two valves on my fill system, and they both get closed.
I was going to say, yeah, probably about like $8 billion.
We'll just say water in the grand scheme of things is cheap, but it was more than was expected for that month.
Yeah. And then there was the cost of everything that,
Got wet.
got wet and lost in the yeah.
Yep.
It's water it's there's a fine line you walk with fish keeping, and it's like you got
Well,
water and you want to keep the
most
water.
of everything that's water damageable is up on pallets and up on shelves. So there really wasn't that much other than right underneath where the hose sprung a leak. So yeah,
But it's
I've had
definitely
water problems before, so everything goes up on a pallet.
that makes sense too. Oh, is that a little baby pleco right there
Oh
in the
yeah,
wood? Hey,
oh
little
yeah.
baby pleco.
There's some young ones that I bought at the last auction,
Okay.
like four regular fins and four long fins swimming around that tank. Oh yeah, yeah. Those flappers are.
Yeah. Oh, the flappers are the bane of my existence 'cause mine are always messing up, or like the chain gets stuck, or oh,
Yep.
it's a pain.
Let's see, where are the little long fins?
They are a high.
Oh, here's one. No, here's
Ouch!
in front of the wood. No, no.
Those little guys in that tank have a lot of room to hide. Oh, there they are. Hey,
Yep.
little babies. Well, we have, yeah, running toilet, and I don't like the sound of the window units, like the window unit air conditioners. Those get under my skin, but I use them. So, make that make sense. Well, there is there's a football game on, and I got some more tank work to do. So we've hit our hour mark, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today. I will be back in the morning though. I'm gonna get back on my regular Monday through Thursday schedule. I keep saying that, but you know,
Hey, some days just don't work.
some days, you oversleep and it happens.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, but
It's
yeah,
good to have a
I hope you all have a great day. I will be back tomorrow morning. Yeah, happy birthday, Darth. Have a great
Happy
day.
birthday, Darth.
Sending you a little fishy wet hug, little splash splash there. But all right, y'all. Y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.